What's up everybody, Life of a Doctor here. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go through and react to some of my most viral TikTok videos. Let's get to it. Alright, let's kick it off with a coronavirus video. Those faces always get me. Little background about that video. This was actually a real thing. There were actually people doing this at restaurants and stuff, and somebody filmed it, put it on TikTok, and that's where that was inspired from. We're not going to talk about that one. I'm a bad boy, dude. So a little background on that one. I'm sure you guys already know. Acetaminophen, Tylenol, same thing. One's brand, one's generic. That's where that joke came from. It's actually one of my earlier TikToks as well. I reused that joke like 8 times. Man, if you don't get that joke, that's... The comment section was filled with people not understanding that joke. It's like an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apparently it's not very well known, but whatever, I'll just add it in the caption next time. Alright, that TikTok was one of the most time-consuming TikTok I've ever done. Most of my videos take like 5 minutes at most to make. That one took legit an hour just to like get all the transitions right. Thank God it blew up and made it worth it, but wow. Same joke again, apple a day.
Reasons to date an emergency doctor. He can suture just about anything.
I love how I had gloves on for this. There we go. I've actually done this a lot of times with all sorts of buttons, so just a benefit, I'm just saying. Y'all notice that slipper? That's the extent of my dancing on TikTok. It's when a doctor tries to put on a blood pressure cuff. Honestly, in the ER though, we kind of do a lot at bedside. So we're very good with IVs. We're very good with figuring out how to put a patient on a monitor. So it's for other specialties. Hopefully they're not watching this.
So you
think I'm skinny? I use this audio like 8 times. Alright, if you chew your pills, I don't know what to tell you. You've gotta get help. It's the same audio but with Narcan. Alright, quick note on this. If you know what Narcan is a medication that you give for opiate overdose. It brings them back to life right there and then, but they don't come up like this. They come up swinging. They come up very angry because it puts a lot of withdrawal on you at that 1 second that it kicks. So usually they're not very thankful when you save them, but afterwards, once they settle down, they become more thankful.
This is your sign to have a photo shoot at the office.
Drop the roof and let the smoke clear. I got diamonds doing slides in both ears. Dice rolling on.
All right, so apparently there's a conspiracy theory on TikTok where social media doctors like myself are hired by the government to promote vaccines. And we're being paid for this, which is weird because I still owe a bunch of loans and that's not being paid for by anybody. I owe the government money. The government isn't paying me. So that's a weird side of TikTok. Yeah, I wish the government paid me. Absolutely love that video. I grew up a gamer. I've always been a gamer. And I think being in emergency medicine, you use your hands a lot of procedures. And I owe my hand-eye coordination to being a longtime gamer. So if you are a gamer and you want to be a doctor, keep at it. But keep your grades up.
You need to stop going into hot tubs with guys. You can get pregnant.
I don't think that's how it works. Definitely not how it works. This is one of my favorite creators on TikTok, Big Mike. He's huge, and I thought I'd take advantage of this TikTok.
This girl put erection cream on her lips and it made them really big, so I wanted to try it.
So it's been like 5 minutes and they look bigger.
Oh my gosh.
So all erection creams work by vasodilation. And what they do is they increase blood to the area applied. And if you've ever cut your lip, you know that it bleeds a lot. It's because it's highly vascular. So yes, this will work. But the effects are temporary. And these products were never meant to be used on the lips where you could easily ingest them. So it's probably not safe to do. Look, the stuff coming out of his nose is just oil, dead skin, and whatever, but I can't push my nose further than that. Yep. Without breaking it. It hurts.
What's up? Oh, hold on.
Ew. Alright, that's it. I'm done. This pandemic has gone on for far too long. I'm gonna head to the closest Walgreens and just start handing these vaccines out myself. By the way, we're doing great on vaccinations in the US.
Let me see it.
So a lot of people were confused about this TikTok. Everyone got the whole software engineers coding thing, but when it came to doctors, they didn't understand like coding meant like someone's dying and you need to resuscitate them. So I think there was a little bit of confusion on that part, but I'm sure you guys on YouTube follow me because you're in medicine. So. What, like you're still not married? True story. Still not married. So that's when I went up to California and visited my brother and visited Dana as well. We did some collabs. She's a cool person, great TikToker as well. All right, let's talk about adenosine real quick. Adenosine is basically have you tried turning it off and back on of cardiac medications, and it literally restarts your heart, and you can see them go into asystole on the monitor right before it kicks in. So they get like a sense of impending doom is what it's called. So I've definitely seen that reaction from that. And you always have to have them on the pads and ready to shock them. So that is, well, the first half is true. I did get my MBA while I was in med school, and I do have 2 businesses. But maybe I'll make a YouTube video about how to time manage all that. That's 100% true. Oh my God. In the moment, like you feel like you know, you just do everything just how you practiced and learned. But once you go back down and sit down and chart, it's like, oh my God, did that really just happen? It's crazy. So not all fellowships are 3 years, by the way. The fellowship that I'm going into is 1 year. So 1 to 3 years typically, but yeah, it's a long road. So I recently made a video saying what would happen if a fire went off while you were having surgery. And someone commented this, that they worked at a neonatal ICU, and if there was ever a fire and they needed to escape quickly, they would have these vests where they put babies in. And I've never heard of that. So of course I looked it up, and that's cute. Tell me that's not cute. So that's a great question. Say you're having critical surgery and the fire alarm goes off. What do you think happens to you? Hospitals are actually prepared for this. So after a fire alarm goes off, no more cases will be started. And then the surgeons and the anesthesiologists will be told to finish their procedure as quickly and safely as possible. The surgical team will actually stay where they are until they are told to evacuate. And if evacuation becomes absolutely necessary, the patient will be surgically stabilized and then moved to adjacent OR rooms where there are fire barriers in between. That last part I didn't know until I actually looked all that up. So it's pretty cool that each OR is separated by a fire barrier.
Harry, what if you just like stabbed yourself? Yo, what did Brandon just say? Did you just say stab himself?
My favorite character.
Brandon, you were just kidding, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, just kidding.
Just kidding. Totally wasn't serious. Once I graduate from medical school and take the USMLE and apply for the match and then do 3 years of residency and 3 years of fellowship and X years of subspecialty training and then a decade of medical experience, it's over for you.
Hey, where's the freaking gabagoo?
All right, working in the ER, this is arguably the most important thing to get from a patient is a urine sample. Just a heads up for anyone watching. This is actually a true story right here with how Viagra was discovered. All right, so before Viagra was Viagra, it was originally intended to be a blood pressure medication, and it was supposed to lower blood pressure by causing vasodilation. So they noticed that, yeah, people's blood pressure did drop, but it wasn't like very significant, but they did get this side effect. And so they capitalized on it, and now it's $1 billion market. All right, so speaking as an emergency physician, you really should baby-proof your house. But if you get your baby back from the ER looking like this, you should get your money back. I've never met anybody who wraps a baby like this. I mean, look at this. Look, the baby can't even see. He's got one nostril right here, which he's breathing out of, but yeah. Another Arab TikTok, here we go. Alright, this is the last one with this audio, I promise. Alright, so that one's not completely true, I'll admit, because the particles for, the coffee are smaller than a coronavirus particle, but it's a meme, so. No comment.
You're not ashamed of yourself. Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Another Apple joke. Cut the cameras.
What your stethoscope says about you.
All right, here we go. Oh man, okay, so part 2 and part 1, whatever, they're interchangeable, but pay attention if this is you.
Part 2. If you own a backflip, you probably work in anesthesia or emergency medicine. You make a lot of dad jokes, and you can be seen rocking this at the function.
It's true.
If you keep your stethoscope in your pocket, you're likely a specialist. Own one of these weird twin tube stethoscopes.
Never understood those.
Time in the doctor's lounge.
Yep.
If you wear your stethoscope over one shoulder, I'm just gonna go ahead and call the cops on you right now. And lastly, if you wear...
I've got an attending that does that. I don't know how it never falls off. Like, I feel like you always have to maintain balance. I don't understand it. I mean, it is bad for your neck if you wear it around your neck all the time, but I don't know, over one shoulder.
Wear your stethoscope like this. Congratulations, you're like the rest of us. All right, what your stethoscope says about you.
So here we go.
If you bedazzle your stethoscope, you likely work in the ICU, only wear figs, and say things like I haven't had my lunch break yet. If you keep tape around your stethoscope, you likely work in the emergency department. You can get a line on anybody, and you say things like I haven't went to the bathroom in 8 hours. If your stethoscope looks anything like this, you probably work in pediatrics and you haven't used your real voice in months. And lastly, if you have the electronic ambient 3200 noise reduction with a 27-inch cable, you likely make way too much money and you say things like, yes, I do hear a faint murmur.
It's a holosystolic murmur. Anyways. All right, so it's currently June 11th, and July 1st is slowly coming up. So if you're a 4th-year med student watching this, best of luck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those clips. I'll be posting a lot more content here on YouTube. So if you want to stay connected with me, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you next time.